Hey, lovely people. How are you? It is lovely to have you with me. I'm Libby, and this is the Truly Myrtle podcast. And I go live every Thursday morning, 10 a.m. New Zealand time, to chat to you all about knitting and making and, happy, positive things like that. Things that bring us all together. So, how are you? I can see a few people jumping on. It's so fun for me to do these live chats because I better open my chat box. Because I get to chat with you, and I go live on YouTube and I go live on Facebook. On Facebook, I go live in my Facebook group, which is called the Truly Myrtle Knit and Chat Hangout. So we call it the Hangout. I go live inside the Hangout. So if you're watching on YouTube and you want to come over and join us on the Hangout, or if you're watching this later on my website, come and join us in the Hangout. It is such a nice place to hang out. We talk all things knitting Truly Myrtle. So if you're knitting a Truly Myrtle pattern, if you're knitting with Truly Myrtle yarn, come on over, and there's thousands of people in there, and everybody helps everybody else out, and you can post things that you love, and we're the people to talk to when you have made something and you're so proud of it. You've knitted something and you're so proud of it, and nobody else in your family cares. We care. So if you have Truly Myrtle patterns or Truly Myrtle patterns or Truly Myrtle yarn, come and show us over in the Hangout. Alrighty. Hey, how are you, Sabrina? Nice to see you. Hey, Kim, nice to see you. And Robin and Carol and Yvette. Oh, it's hot in Cairns. It's lovely here today. I'm looking summery today. I feel summery. I had more chopped off my hair. I'm so hot, so I just keep chopping it shorter. So I feel quite summery. I'm in my urchin top, and the sun is shining. I still have jeans on, but I've rolled them up, so it's like half. The weather doesn't know what it wants to do. Good morning. You're sewing in the ends of your dream weaver. I'm not sure who that is on Facebook. YouTube people, I can see your names, so I know who you are. Facebook people, I can't always see your names. There's a button you can click so that it tells me what your name is on my chat. But if you are like, I don't know if I've clicked the button or what I'm supposed to do, just put your name at the end of the comment, and then I know it's, if you want to. You don't have to tell me, but if you want to, then you can do that. I thought we'd talk about summery things today, actually, because I thought in the southern hemisphere, summer is coming. We're crossing all our fingers and our toes up here in the north of New Zealand, hoping that we get summer this year. We don't get endless rain and wind and cold weather. We're hoping this year we get a summer. So I'm wearing a summer top. I'm wearing my little urchin top, and I have a couple of tops that I thought I'd show you, but I thought we could talk about some of the fibres that we might use in our summer tops. And I've got quite a few skeins of yarn here, and I thought we'd just have a little look at them and think about the kind of yarn that we might want to choose, because there's all sorts of yarn out there now, and we can just have a little talk together about what are our favorite summer fibres to put in our summer tops. Good morning. You're wearing ginger snap. Tamsin, it must be cold where you are if you're wearing a ginger snap. Kim's working on her third urchin. Urchin, this one, is one of those ones that I notice people making quite a few times. It's like Timely cardigan. It's their little summer layers, and they're so useful to just make up in a different color. People have been changing out the little patterning down the side, but it's such a simple little T shape. It's just a little T shape. You start knit it from the top. It's got a little bit of shoulder shaping to give you a nice drop. And then we have these little eyelet panels, which are conveniently placed on either side. They should be placed on either side of your bosom, so that I could just wear a bra under this and you don't see my bra a little bit on the side, but I just wear a pinky bra, it's fine. And so that was, they're supposed to be a little bit further away, but people have been replacing those with other little patterns and cables and other laces. So you can do that. So it has these little patterning, and then it's just a nice little boxy shape. And then we picked up and we just did this ever so little sleeve, just a little sleeve, because I quite like having a little sleeve these days, and not always. When I get really hot, I like to be sleeveless, no matter what I think of my arms. I like these with a little sleeve. Hey Tamsin, nice to see you. Sunny in Napier. Oh, I bet it is. Hi Tanya, nice to see you. Oh, good, Katrina. You're perfect timing because you wanted to knit some summer tops. Urchin is a really nice one to start with. It's just easy. It's easy. It's got a nice little finish on the neck. You just pick it up, bind it off. A lot of people like a V. It's got a nice little V neck. It's a good one. It's a good one to choose. Lots of people have made it too, so there's lots of help out there. Hi, Louise. Nula and Rebel, you've made twice. Yeah, you've made some really good ones, Louise. Okie dokie. Let me show you. First of all, I'll show you a couple of other ideas for summer tops that I have. These aren't all my summer tops. I have two that are waiting in the laundry because I actually think I'll give them a little bit of a wash. And one of them is Paloma, which everybody can't get yet, but I might put that out soon, actually, like in the next couple of weeks. I'll put that out before Christmas anyway. Paloma's the one that has the shoulder panel, and so does Nula, and Nula's the other one that's in my laundry waiting to be washed. So Nula is like quite a thick linen ribbon yarn from Quince & Co. And Paloma is a yarn that I'm going to show you here today that has a whole bunch of stuff in it, including linen. So those are waiting to be washed. But I've got these ones to show you. Now this one I wear a lot. I actually have to go to a party with my daughter. A friend of hers is having a birthday party, and it's a family affair, and they've invited parents, and because we've got some kids coming to the airport and all sorts. I'm going with my daughter, just the two of us are going, and it's a pink and white party, she told me last night, and I said, I didn't know that. So it's a pink and white party, so I have to wear something pink. I don't really have much white anyway. I suppose I could wear this top, but I think I might wear this top because it's pink, and I could just sit down and they won't see that maybe I have something else on my bottom half. But anyway, I might wear this top, and I do wear it with a little top underneath because this is my Adira top that is actually technically miles too many sizes big for me, but I love wearing this. I absolutely love wearing this. I've folded it so it's got a fold mark down the middle. We'll get rid of that. But it's just another little simple shell. It doesn't have sleeves, but because of the drop on this, it ends up being, the same length of sleeve on me. It has that lovely big keyhole in the front and a little I-cord around the neck to bind it off. So it's quite secure. That little neck piece is quite secure. And she's just a boxy shape, and she just goes on and on. So I wear her. She's made of pure silk. I don't actually have any pure silk to show you, but that's a good place to start. Pure silk is absolutely divine to wear. I think lots of us have probably got silk clothing. Maybe I think I bought one new silk shirt, but the rest of mine are all op shop. I picked them up at the op shop or second hand. I just can't resist silk. It is so delicious to wear. It feels cool, but it also keeps you warm. It has fantastic drape, and the sheen on it is just knockout. Now this is not a cheap option. It's not a cheap option. I got this is I think it's called Silky McSilk Face from Hani Hooley. Her yarn is absolutely divine. It's quite luxurious, but if you are in the mood to treat yourself, it's fingering weight. It's not a sweater's worth of yarn. There are no sleeves on this thing, so you're having to buy a little less. I think if you fancy a really nice treat, then this is a good option. Silk is a beautiful, beautiful option. So that is one to think about. That is Nula. Of course, you can make that in other ones and other fibers. I have seen fantastic cotton Nulas. The thing about cotton is it's heavier. It has really good swing. It doesn't have the ripple. Silk has the ripple, whereas cotton has a swing to it. It can have a bit of a sheen, but sometimes can be a bit flatter. But overall, it's just a heavier yarn. It can be a rounder yarn, a heavier yarn, but it has fantastic structure. So the cotton Nulas, they just give that lovely shape around the neck, and they hold themselves together quite well. So cotton is a good option as well for that one. Oh, good morning from Melbourne. I've just finished my urchin. This one. I have to take pictures to put on Ravelry and Facebook. You do indeed. Hi, Audrey. Nice to see you. A very warm emerald. Nice. Hey, Claire. Good morning. You ripped urchin back to under your bust, and you're putting waist shaping as it was too loose at the bottom. That's a good idea because you can give yourself a little bit. Claire's got a lovely hourglass figure. You can give yourself some nice shaping. Mine is boxy. I don't, no, I didn't go out at all. You could go out in an A-line as well if you wanted. Mine is just boxy straight. So it's got some good, how do I show you? It's got a good, because here we go, here at the edge, it has a little bit of stockinette you can play with. So you could do shaping in there if you wanted to put some shaping in. You could also do shaping in the front if you want, up that princess line if you wanted. Just on the inside of this line here, you could add some shaping under here if you wanted to just pull it in slightly. But I would experiment and just see in your yarn where it looks best. The other one I wanted to show you was reef. I wear this one a lot when the weather is really warming up, and reef is another V-neck. It's not quite as low as this one. This one goes to pretty much your underarm join. Reef is sort of where my necklace is up here, and those of you in Wardrobe Toolbox, you know, we talk quite a bit about choosing neck. Well, we did recently, didn't we? Talked about necklines that suit us. And when we think about our proportions, so I'm going to try and straighten myself out, but you can see I've got effectively two necklines going on here with my necklace, which is one good place for me, and my bottom of my V, which is another good place for me. So you can, even if you're wearing something that's a little bit higher than you might think, you can play around with that by putting something that draws the eye down if you want, or you could just drop the neckline if you wanted. So reef is pure linen. It is a linen. It's got this fabulous little pattern at the bottom. It has really good linen tends to ripple a little bit too, like the silk, but again, it has that great swing. It's sort of in between what cotton wants to do and silk wants to do, I think. So it is awesome to wear. It feels so good to wear. It's ropey to knit. It feels, you know, it can be harder on your hands to knit, although I think less hard on your hands than cotton for me. And I have knitted with Quince & Co. linen. Oh, I don't have any to show you. That's not in my pile. But the Quince & Co. linen that I have, that I used for this is a fingering. It's called Sparrow. It's organic linen. And I actually find it, I didn't find it at all hard on my hands. So I don't know if that's something to do with the processing or just the spin of it. I'm not sure. So anyway, reef is a cute little tank top. It has nice little scoop under the arm so that it's not too low. It hides your bra under the arm. It has really simple cast on, bind off shaping around the neck. So it's really simple little finish to the whole thing. And then it has that real cute little thing at the bottom. I did put a tiny bit of A-line shaping in this, so it just gives you a little bit more swing at the bottom of your top. So reef is another one. So there are lots and lots of summer tops out there, not just mine. But I thought, let's have a little talk about, so those are just some options, but I thought let's talk about some of the fibres that you could use. I'll start with the one I'm wearing. So we've talked about pure silk and we've talked about pure linen. This is the one that I used for the garment I'm wearing. And I got this at my local yarn shop. It is a DMC yarn. It's called Natura Linen. It's not pure linen though. It is 58% linen, 26% viscose, and 16% cotton. So if we think about what all of those things do to it, it's quite slubby. It has quite a lot of slubs in it, which I think is actually the linen through it. It's reasonably slubby, this one. But the viscose gives it a little bit more of that ripply look. You know, I talked about the linen having a little bit of a ripple and the silk having a lot. Well, viscose is like it's a plant-based fiber, but it's a man-made, well, it's from plants, but you know, it's a silk substitute. It's an option instead of a silk, just to give you a little bit more of that ripple. So this one definitely has great drape to it. That viscose will help that. The cotton gives it that structure that I was talking about with the cotton. It gives you that nice edge, that nice crisp edge to things. That'll be the cotton. It doesn't add any weight to this though. It's only 16%. So we haven't got a heavy garment that just hangs. If anything, this one will fall outwards. It'll fall outwards on you. So it will stretch sideways rather than long. And you might find that the bottom, you want to wash it every now and then just to get the bottom into shape, just a bit like jeans. So yeah, that was the one I chose for this one, Natura Linen. It's a reasonable price. It's easily available in New Zealand anyway. It's made in the EU. It's just these little balls. I use the cream color, which is, that's just the cream color. What do they tell me the color for this one? It's numbers, color 3. I have a whole range of colors, but it's easy. It's a really easy and cool to wear. It's not too hot to wear. Something else which I'm really itching to put on my needles, which is so pretty, is this one. I got this from Say Little Hen in Australia, Sarah's shop, and it's that onion knit yarn. I have really liked onion yarn. It's not actually onions. This one is organic cotton and merino. It's a fingering, but it has that fabulous tweed in it. And I was thinking I'd do a summer top in this. I'm undecided about the pattern. I did a swatch in it and it looks motley, but actually starts to look more of a uniform color once it's knitted up. It doesn't look quite as barber pole as it does in the ball. But yeah, I really like this one. I'm expecting it to do a couple of things. I'm expecting it to have the weight of the cotton and the drape that the cotton will bring to it. But the organic cotton, I think it's 50-50. Hang on, let me just check. What did I say? It is. It's a 50-50. The wool will help hold it all together. So it's not going to disappear away from you like pure cotton will. With those big, some of the stitches can get quite big in cotton knitting. If you haven't got a really even tension, your stitches can get big, small, big, small, big, small. Just because of, I think, the way it's just absolutely zero flexibility in that yarn. So as you pull it through, if you haven't got really nailed your tension, you can get quite uneven stitches in your cotton. I think this will help balance that out. The wool in this will soften it on your hands. It'll be easier to knit with, and I think you can achieve a more even tension more easily. That's my expectation. Sneak peek from work, says Barbara. I've used DMC Natura for 3 of your garments. It softens with wear. That's actually a really good point, Barbara. It does soften with wear. All of these natural fibers will soften and soften and soften and relax as you wear them, particularly the linen. It looks great the older it gets. It just starts to really relax and soften. That's a good point. So there's that one, and I guess that will do the same, but the merino will just hold it together. I'm looking forward to using that. I've got a whole lot to make a little summer top, so I'll see how I go with that. Now this one also has cotton and wool. It's 55% wool, 45% cotton, and just that little extra addition of wool makes it just a little bit woollier. These two, to my mind, they seem quite different, and it's just that little bit of extra wool. So we're looking at a more woolly yarn. Now I'm anticipating that this will be an overall warmer garment as a result, and so I'm thinking this is not going to be a height of summer garment for me. I got enough of this to make I was inspired by people who had made this garment. Someone had made this garment and then turned it into a sweatshirt, and I thought, oh, I like that. That's really cool. I think they had 3/4 length sleeves, and it was just a longer garment, and I thought I could really see a need for that in my wardrobe. That sweatshirt, a light, not heavy, not a woolly style jumper, but a lighter sweatshirt with not too long sleeves. And so I bought this because I thought this I could see it in. I could see this as more of a in between sort of top, or if you're somewhere that doesn't get particularly warm in the winter, in the summer, you could probably wear that all summer. But I thought this would be a great sweatshirting thing. The only thing to think about when you're using some of these natural fibers, be they linen or cotton, in your garments that have sleeves, is the elbows will pouch. They will pouch over time. Just if your gauge is really tight, then maybe it'll be a little better, but I think you can anticipate a little bit of pouching in the elbow as you move. And your wrist, if you have it long on your wrist, you may find your wrist gets a little bit baggy as well. So I think don't let that put you off. Either go for a sleeve that is a little bit shorter, maybe like here, or just wash it a little bit more frequently than you might something else. If you're wearing it in the summer and it's a bit warmer, you might find that you want to wash it anyway. It may not, it might start smelling like it needs washing. So you could do that. But yeah, this is I'm thinking this is more sweatshirting. It's by BC Garn. It's Bio Balance, 55% pure organic wool, 45% pure organic cotton. I really like it. I really like the organic linen and organic cotton, particularly the organic cotton, because cotton is a horrendously chemical heavy product to make. Usual cotton, it's chemical. It's really, they can use a lot of pesticides and all this rubbish on top of the cotton. So when you find an organic cotton, I like organic cotton, just for the benefit of the people who are actually even making the stuff, not to be surrounded by all those sprays. I think it's better for them. Juniper Moon has several summer weight yarns, blends of linen and cotton. Oh, that's good, Kim. That's good to know. Juniper Moon. Facebook, someone here. Who's that? Barbara. I've just cast on a summer top using Dreamfire Artisan Yarns Bambino, a mixture of merino, bamboo, silk. The drape is gorgeous and the stitch is very even. Barbara, now you said that to me the other day, and I went to look at Dreamfire yarn and I couldn't find that yarn. And so has it sold out? Because I thought I'd like to get some of that, because this is a merino bamboo silk, and you people who have been with me for a while will know. Oh no, that's not. But I have got some. I picked up the wrong one. This is actually merino cotton. This is I got this. This is from Skein. I got this with the same frame of mind as I got this sweatshirt. I was thinking sweatshirt, but I grabbed it because I mistook it for. Where is it? See if I can find it real quick. I can't find it. I have got a the one I made Timely cardigan out of. It's skein yarn, and it's her Daintree yarn, and it's merino bamboo silk. I love that blend. It feels cool to the touch, and so bamboo is another one that offers you that. It offers you a little bit of what cotton offers you and a little bit of what silk offers you. It's quite silky to touch, has a good gloss to it. It can have a good gloss to it, and it gives you that nice rippleness. The only thing about bamboo is that it also is really crazy to actually make bamboo. I don't think it's a particularly low spray, or I think it's not spray. I think it's the way they make it. I think they have to use a heap of chemicals to make the bamboo. So I just love it still. I do love it. I do love that yarn. So it is by Skein, the Daintree. But I'm keen to have a little look and see the Dreamfire one. So if you can tell me where that is, Barbara, I'd be very happy. Okay, here we go. Here's Yvonne. I've just knitted a top with the Bio Balance. It knits up really light. Yeah, it's extremely light, actually. Made a short sleeve top with a very drapey. Yeah, it's extremely light. In comparison to this, it's really light. This is super light, and I'm guessing they're going to be the same weight. Let me just see. I mean, are they the same weight? That seems like a silly thing to say, because this one is so much lighter. I'm wondering if there's the same length in them. Oh no, it's only 50 grams. That's why it's lighter, because it's only 50 grams, and that will be 100 grams. But it does feel very light. I think I can see that it would be light, and I think that'll be the merino in it, whereas this one has just that much more cotton. Cotton is definitely heavier yarn. Okay, what else have I got to show you? Now, someone sent me this. We had a yarn swap in Wardrobe Toolbox this year. I always enjoy the yarn swaps, and someone sent me this from Canada, and it's a US. It's called Coastal. It's a US yarn. It's called Coastal, and it's Elemental Effects, a US yarn company. Elemental Effects. It is 50% Shanico wool, 50% US Shanico wool. Now, I actually don't know what that is. US Shanico wool. I'm imagining it's a type of sheep. 25% mulberry silk, so that's lovely. Got a little bit of slubby to it. And 25% Belgian flax, so that's a linen. So it's definitely got, I can see the little strands that hang off it. It's definitely got linen fibers. It's really nice. It's really, really lovely. It's got the yarn hasn't stuck to the slubbiness of the silk and stuck in quite the same way. So it's a little bit tonal, because silk doesn't pull in the color quite as much. So it's got this nice tonal colors. I imagine linen will be the same, but I'm not sure. I think this will be lovely. It's definitely got a woollier feel, so I'm thinking I could probably get away with it now. When I'm in I'm imagining it's going to be like the early 20s today, I think. I'll probably get away with it now, maybe, but it would be something I would wear when I'm not, I think it'll just be a little bit warm. I think it will have a little bit of warmth to it. But again, if you're not someone that feels the heat, particularly if you are cool, cool, and or you'll live somewhere cooler, this could be really cool as well. It's a lovely blend. Really, really nice blend. Wool, silk, flax. So that's our linen. So we're looking at lots of these natural fibres that have got lots of lovely qualities to them. Now this is the one that I used to make Paloma, and it's another one that I picked up at my local yarn shop. It's by Fusion. It's called Luxurious. It's by Michelle, I guess. Fusion, Luxurious is the name of it. You can see the linen again. You can see the linen coming off it. These little fibers, these little fibrous bits are linen. I found this lovely to knit with. It is supremely light, and it has wonderful swing. It has really, really good swing, and it has in it. It's a blend. I don't actually know. Oh yes, I do. It's 40% linen. That's a lot of linen. 40% mulberry silk, and 10% superfine merino, and 10% super baby alpaca. So that's a really nice blend, I think. So we've got the linen and the silk, which give us that really summery feel, and it will soften and soften and soften as time goes on. I suspect it knits up beautifully fine. I can't remember what needle I used. I imagine it was a 3.5, maybe a 3.25. They say here. I can't remember what I used. It's like a fingering yarn. But the merino will just help it hold it together so it doesn't go totally out of shape. And the 10% baby alpaca just gives it that little whisper of softness. It's pretty. It's a really pretty yarn. I've got this in a whole lot of colors. I like it so much. I've got it in a pink and a couple of blues and this cream. So I expect to see more from me out of this yarn. I really like it. What else do I have here? This is another one that I bought at my local yarn shop. I find a lot at the local yarn shop that I just grab. This is a cascade yarn, and it's called alpaca lace. Now the other option, of course, is with these nice summer tops, is to go light and to go for a light weight rather than a cool fiber. Go for something like lace weight. So this will be gazillions of tiny, tiny stitches, but it is absolutely beautiful. It is 100% baby alpaca. It's going to have some warmth to it. It's going to be really soft, but the fabric that you will create will be so fine in these tiny stitches that it'll just feel really delicate and elegant to wear. So I think I would be inclined not to make anything too big, not to make anything that has lots and lots of ease in it, because I think that it may get a little bit out of shape. But I would make something that was sort of sweet and cute and slightly smaller. I've got this in a couple of different colors, which I was quite keen to put together. Maybe something like a little colorwork yoke and a sort of a small body that goes on it. I'm going to avoid having a ton of ease in this. Something like this might be okay, but maybe not quite so much ease. My intuition is telling me don't put too much of this under your arms, because I think it'll get matted if you get a bit sweaty. But equally, don't have masses of fabric in this. I think, it's just, to me, it won't have that same ripple or drape or swing that the linen or the silk or the cotton or those things will bring it. It will want to. It'll just be a soft drape to it. So, but that's a pretty one. I like that one. Let me see your comments. Tamsin said, I bought this recently for a summer top. It's Holst yarn. 55% merino lamb's wool and 45% cotton. Oh, I bet that's nice. From Knit and Stitch in New Zealand. Yeah, I bet that's lovely, actually, the lamb's wool cotton. I'll be interested to see how that goes. Do I need to pick certain types of patterns for summer fibres? I'm keen to make a summer weight cardigan, but I've never knitted with cotton. Or do I just swap them out or change size or choose a seamed garment? You're the boss of it. If you want to make something in a cardigan into a summery version, of course, have a bash at it. The things I would do to see, what I would do first is I would actually do a little swatch, or a reasonable swatch, in the yarn that I've got, just to find out what that yarn wants to do, because I think the yarn will tell you what it wants to be, and that will help guide you towards the kind of cardigan that you will choose. Whether you choose something, you may not want a great big grandpa cardigan with a deep V in a cotton yarn. I mean, you might, but it's going to have quite a different look to a small layer that you can just pop over the top of things as a layer to keep you warm. And your yarn will start telling you that. You'll get a feel of the fabric that it creates. So I would swatch it first, and then from there choose the pattern. But you can do whatever you like. I have the top that I made, that summer top that I made, Nula. This is going the other way, but I made that Nula top. It's the like, I think it's Aran weight, might be a worsted weight linen with the lace down the shoulder. I saw the woman who'd made it in a wool, and it looked amazing as a winter jumper. So you could take it the other way. You could take something that you think, oh yeah, it's kind of wintry. Something that pops into my head is a garment like my pearl jumper. It's not a cardigan, but my pearl jumper would be amazing, I think, in a cotton wool, or something with a bit of linen in it, because it's just that nice open neck. It doesn't have long sleeves. It has a nice already built-in A-line and the lace down the front. So you can have the stitch definition would be great in the lace. You'd have a nice cool opening to your neck. I can see that as a fantastic sweatshirt. So I think swatch, see what kind of fabric you create, and then have a listen to the yarn and see what it actually wants to be. What can you imagine? How could you imagine wearing this? Picture yourself in it, that fabric, and then from there I think you'll find a cardigan that will work. You might have to choose a different size. Your gauge might be totally wrong. But you start with the fabric, and then you'll know how big your stitches are, whether it's got good stitch definition or not, how long you think it needs to be, is it going to hang and get out of shape, all of those things. You'll learn a lot. I bought some merino and nettle in Canada. I've done a swatch and it's got a lovely sheen to it. Oh, I bet it does. I love nettle. I've got nettle in the socks. Some of the socks I made. I haven't used it for a garment yet. I bought the Cascade yarn 2-ply, so I'm going to hold it double to make an urchin. Oh, yes, lovely. Yes, that'll be really nice. It'll be beautiful holding it double. I've just cast off a shawl in the Cascade 2-ply. Oh, yeah, it's very soft and light. Yeah, so that's that one. It's just beautiful. Now, I love lace weight. And I'm trying to think. I've got a shawl and lace. I haven't used a heck of a lot of lace weight. I do want to do more. I've got a shawl and lace weight, the Vila shawl. And then my Huia cardigan, that's 500 meters per 100 grams. It's like a very light fingering. It's almost a lace. I think that's all I've got. But I have got here this, which is 50% baby camel and 50% silk. And this is absolutely divine. It's a lace weight. It's another one from Hani Hooley. I've actually got some of her lace weight in a blue. Now I think about it, I think it must be over there. Yes, it must be over there somewhere. And I've got some more lace weight silk merino that I got from Eden Cottage yarn. I will get back to these. I do love lace weight. I love wearing lace weight. So it's a 2-ply. There's 100 grams. There are 800 meters in this. 800 meters. So I bought one skein, and I'm going to make a whole top out of it. Now, obviously, that will be size dependent. I'm at the halfway to smaller end of the sizes, of my sizes, and there are 15 of them usually, or thereabouts. So if you're at the other end, you might need a little bit more, but that's a lot of yarn in one skein. So it's it goes quite a long way. But this is absolutely beautiful. It is so silky soft. I'm expecting it to behave a little like my urchin with the pure silk, because it's got a good whack of silk in it. But the difference will be it'll have that supreme softness, absolutely supreme softness to it. And it will also be much, much finer. It'll be super elegant. I think this with a bit of lace in it, and and something that just has an opportunity to hang and has a little bit of fullness to it would be really, really pretty. So we'll see. Not too much fullness because I don't have a lot of yarn. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think I can see lace in that one. It'd be really lovely. Okay, I've got a couple more to show you. I've got this studio linen from Erica Knight. This is a 50% for 50 grams, little tiny skeins. It's a blend of premium and recycled linen, but it's actually 85% viscose and 15% linen. So don't believe the label when it says studio linen. It's actually a lot of viscose. The viscose, like I said before, that's like your poor man's silk. It's going to be an awesome garment to wear. But it's got a definite robustness to it with all that linen in it. So I think the viscose is given it a reasonable amount of robustness too. I'm just looking at it, and it's a ribbon yarn. It's not a I feel like, oh, maybe it is plied. It's hard to see with my glass. I need new glass. I need another pair of glasses on my glasses. But I feel like this is a ribbon yarn. I think it is. And it's not a plied yarn. So that will knit up beautifully, I think. I've got a whole lot of that to make a little summer top. And I'm thinking for that something a little more like my reef. A little tank, I thought. A tank in this. Maybe it's the colour as well, but a tank in this is what I was anticipating. Maybe a big scoop neck and a nice little tank and a low back at the back. Something like that I can see in that linen yarn. I've also got this one. You can't get Shibui anymore. Shibui's gone, the brand. But you can probably still pick up the yarn. This is 45%, so 46% linen, 42 recycled silk, and 12% wool. So again, this one feels like string. It'll knit up a little like linen, the way the linen knits up, and it'll get softer and softer and softer with age. It's called Twig. I've got enough. Oh, look at that. Look, you see? I quite like this idea of this colour for tank tops because I've got enough of this for a tank top. So obviously this is my tank top mode to go for this kind of thing. But I could see that maybe even with little fine straps would be nice in this, and little deep V, and it almost like a little camisole style. That would be lovely, really lovely in that. I've got this one. I haven't got a lot of hand dyes, have I? I've got mostly commercial yarns. I've got this one, Cecia, Bio Cecia 5. This is 100% cotton. I actually look at this and my hands feel a little bit like, do you really want to do that? Because I find cotton quite hard on my hands, but it's quite soft. So we will see. It's organic cotton, which I like, I said that before, and it's quite soft, so we will see. It's such a pretty watermelon colour. I think this would make a gorgeous little summer top, especially once you've got a bit of a tan on. I think that would be fantastic. So I've got enough of that to make a top with a little bit of a sleeve to it. And but I'm just I just do get, my hands do get tired. I think that's the best way to describe them. They get quite tired with cotton. There's absolutely no give in cotton whatsoever, and so you're always pulling and getting you're arranging your tension. It doesn't want to play ball so easily, cotton. So that's cotton, but I will come to that one. Now this is my last one, and I was sent this one and I haven't used it yet. This is from Skacel. Is that how you say it? In America, in the United States. It is 100% rayon. It's called Drape. Hiku Drape. Now I'm imagining you can still get hold of it. I was sent this quite a long time ago, and it actually feels cool. It is actually a cool yarn. Just to hold it is cool. The cotton is not. The cotton is quite warm. It feels much warmer. This is actually, it's got a really cool touch. It's like the bamboo, and it is going to be amazingly swingy. It's silky. So it's a rayon. So again, it's a plant fiber. I don't know what they do to the plant fiber to make it into yarn, but it says hand winding recommended. It obviously it might get a little bit of a tangle on, but that one, it's just, you can see the drape in it. It's just absolutely delicious. So I think this will make quite a beautiful top. This is 280 meters and 100 grams. So it's it's getting, it's kind of slightly thicker, isn't it? It's like a sport, I guess, but it's yeah, I think that'll be a beautiful, beautiful top. I'm tempted to get more of that and make a top, apart from the fact I really love the colour. It's a little bit like, I kind of go for the same sort of colours. But yeah, anyway, I think that one will be quite delicious. It's colour 4002, Mauve is the name of the colour from Skisel. So I guess you can get that online. I have to look it up and find it. But I think the rayon will be delicious. It's like a puddle in my hand. Okay, let's have a little look. What are you saying? Blah, blah, blah. I bought some merino and nettle in Canada, and I've done a swatch, and it has a lovely sheen to it. Oh, that was Sue. Merino and nettle. Yeah, I think the nettle, I guess, is going to behave a little like linen. Nettle's a great plant. It's a really good tea. It's excellent. Nettle is really good for things like gout and seasonal allergies. And so I can imagine that I think wearing natural fibres is actually good for you. I reckon it's good for you. And so I reckon nettle will be a good fibre to wear. That's what I think. I'd like to do some more with nettle. I bought the Cascade. It's like hemp. I think hemp would be interesting. I bet it's horrible to knit though. I bet it knits up like string, but I bet it'll be good for you. I bought the Cascade yarn 2-ply, so I'm going to hold it double. I read that already. I have just cast off a shawl in the Cascade 2-ply lace. It's very soft and light. Oh, nice. I knitted it sumo using the DMC Natura. Oh, you knitted that and it's sumo. So sumo's a little cardigan. Who said that, Barbara? This is it's sumo. There we are. For the person who was asking about knitting a cardigan, I bet that'll be beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, Barbara. It'll be such a nice little summer layer. So, but you chose a cardigan that was designed to be a little light layer. It was intended to be. It's smaller. It was not going to have a heck of a lot of bulk in that cardigan, and because so it can't grow massively. It won't end up at your knees. And it's, I don't do that one. Oh, it's sumo. I can do that one up, but, that would be lovely. And the reverse stockinette was good. Well, let's just have a look. The reverse stockinette. Oh yeah, it'll be lovely. The sheen will be fantastic on it. Be really good, actually. Be the back of this one. Hi Maureen, you're back from picking your daughter up from East Tamaki. Go easy out there. Yeah, I won't go in that direction today. I will go the other direction, I think, today. Fantastic. Oh, well, it was lovely to see you, everybody. So hopefully that's just given you some ideas for summer knits. For those of you who are already melting in the heat, that hopefully will give you some ideas. Knitting doesn't have to stop. You can knit cooler fibres. You can wear cooler fibres. We can knit all year round. That's what we like to do. And just give you some ideas. But I think start with the yarn. I mean, unless there's a pattern that's designed for something and then someone's thought about it. But if you're thinking, I'm going to try this yarn, I might just buy one little ball, might just buy a single ball and just knit up a swatch. Well, how does it behave? Do I like knitting it? Do I like the fabric that I'm creating? What kind of needles make the best fabric? And then once you've done that, then you could say, oh, okay, especially if it's these ones available in the shops, of course, you could say, oh, I think I could see this as a summer top, or I could see this as a cardigan. You're going to need different amounts of wool depending on, different ball numbers depending on what you choose. And then you go back and you go buy some more and then make your thing. Or you could just buy it all in advance and decide you'll make something with it later. Anyway, everybody, it was lovely to see you. I will see you next Thursday. I might have a new pattern for you next Thursday. I'll see how I go. It might be next Thursday or Thursday after. I will see you soon. Have a really lovely week. Do heaps of knitting and lots of making. And I'll catch you later. Bye, everybody. See you later.